Now on NBC Palm Springs at 6, the suspect accused of murdering Hemet teen Tania Tovar appeared in court for a preliminary hearing today. We've got the latest details ahead.
Also tonight, a new beginning. Plans to rebuild the fertility clinic targeted in a Palm Springs terrorist bombing are approved. We're going to hear from the organization about the plans coming up.
I'm Pablo Alcina. Happy Wednesday, and it's getting darker later, but it's still getting hotter sooner. Record heat today. NBC Palm Springs at 6 begins now.
Now, connecting the valley, this is NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
I'm Mark Mester. The man accused of 17-year-old Tania Tovar's murder made his second court appearance today. It's tonight's top story. Abraham Feinblum's newly appointed defense attorney requested more time to review what she calls a massive amount of evidence in the case. Our Alondra Campos was inside the courtroom earlier today, and she has the latest details on the investigation.
51-year-old Abraham Feinblum, a Salton City man charged with the murder of 17-year-old Tania Tovar, was in court today for his preliminary hearing at the Imperial County Superior Court. According to the formal complaint, Feinblum is accused of personally and intentionally discharging a handgun, causing the death of Tania. But before the hearing could begin, Feinblum's new defense attorney, Melanie Rowe, filed a motion asking the judge to prohibit any recording by media inside the courtroom during the hearing, arguing that the extensive coverage this case has received on air and online could potentially impact her client's right to a fair trial. Judge Monica Lepe Negrete granted that motion along with a 45-day extension, allowing the defense time to review hundreds of pages of discovery, body cam footage, and other evidence in the case. Tania's father was also inside the courtroom, sitting feet away from the man accused of his daughter's murder.
So, I have the expectations of, I know it's going to be a lengthy situation, a lengthy process, so I'm fully aware of that. Obviously, the goal here is to try to get as much evidence as we possibly can, use it against him, and put him away. For obvious reasons, it don't feel good, but I do feel a little bit better that we was able to, get him put in jail, and the Justice Department was able to apprehend him and keep him in jail. So that's what's helping us feel a little better and helping us sleep at night.
When speaking to Melanie Rowe outside of the courtroom, she claimed that Feinblum had his passport on him when he was arrested because he lived in close proximity to a Customs and Border Protection checkpoint. And the Thai currency he had during his arrest was equivalent to $56. Rowe also submitted 2 additional requests to the judge, one to allow electronic devices during attorney visits with Feinblum inside the jail, and another asking the court to prevent the Imperial County Sheriff's Department from confiscating any documents Feinblum may take in or out of the jail. However, both requests were denied, with the judge stating a formal motion from the Imperial County Sheriff's Department would be required before consideration. For NBC Palm Springs, I'm Alondra Campos.
The Riverside County Sheriff's Central Homicide Unit has reopened a decades-old cold case in hopes of bringing answers to an Indio family. On August 11, 2002, deputies responded to a crash near Avenida Mendoza and Calle Durango in La Quinta, where they found 27-year-old Hernan Marquez suffering from gunshot wounds inside of his vehicle. He was pronounced dead at the scene, and investigators say Marquez had just left a nearby house party where an altercation occurred and he was shot by an unknown suspect. Despite extensive efforts at the time, the case went cold. Now, nearly 20 years later, detectives are re-examining the evidence, and the case has officially been reopened. And they're now asking for the public's help. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact the number at the bottom of your screen there. The Riverside County investigators would like to hear any tips or information you can provide.
Let's take a break from the headlines. Get a check out tonight's forecast. Gorgeous shot right there from our Agua Caliente Casino camera high above in Rancho Mirage, and you can see camera is shaking, so not only are the temperatures warmer, but we've also got some wind. Pablo Alcina with more on the forecast. Hey, Pablo.
Hey, Mark. Yeah, we definitely have heat back. 87 degrees right now. We're already at 6 o'clock, but today we got as high as 96 degrees. Humidity low at 22%. We're not expecting any kind of rain for the next 10 days at least, but we are expecting hot temperatures. 87 in Palm Springs, 85 in Indio. The dew point also pretty heavy at 48, so that's why it feels muggier than usual. Wind gusts, you mentioned the winds. Look at Palm Springs, 23-mile-per-hour winds right now. Whitewater, just 10 miles an hour, but they will see their wind speeds pick up. And our 3-day Comfort Air forecast, more bad news if you don't like the heat. 95 for Thursday, and on Friday, expected to be the hottest day of the week with a high of 96. Saturday, also 95, but we'll be back in the 80s soon.
All right, Pablo, thank you. And more local news tonight. In a unanimous vote, the Palm Springs Planning Commission approved a permit for the American Reproductive Center's new building. This after the clinic was the target of a terrorist bombing last year. Our Brett Rosen joins us live in Palm Springs at the site with the latest details for us tonight. Brett?
Olivia, here in Palm Springs, just outside where the new IVF clinic will be rebuilt after yesterday's vote. The owner of the IVF clinic, Dr. Maher Abdallah, is telling me he is excited to return home. Take a look.
Chair Wormick.
Yes.
It didn't need all 7 votes for the IVF clinic to receive its approval for a permit to rebuild. Yet all 7 on the Palm Springs Planning Commission answered with a yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
And this was the rendering that was presented last night. Instead of the clinic's original 4 buildings, it would now be one 2-story building, filled with what the medical director, Dr. Maher Abdallah, says is all the new state-of-the-art equipment.
We're not taking any shortcuts. We're investing into this project and really investing in our success and investing in our patients more than anything else. It's a very, very expensive project, but I think a lot of good is going to come out of this.
The vote on Tuesday coming after over 10 months since the Palm Springs bombing. Since then, the IVF clinic has been running out of the 3rd story at Desert Regional Medical Center. Dr. Abdallah saying last night's vote excites him, as it's just one more step closer to getting in their own building.
It feels like we're at a hotel and we want to go home. That's really what it feels like. We just can't wait till we go back to our original site, and it's going to be, big and very accommodating, and everything about at least the IVF lab will be really perfection.
And even though it was a unanimous vote for the permit to be approved, there were some conditions, like the planning committee asking for the building to have a more modern look. Yet despite the differences in how the committee wanted the building designed, the city's planning director, Christopher Hadwin, says approving the permit to start building is about mending one of the last scars left behind from the bombing that shook Palm Springs to its core.
I think we all wanted to see that site redeveloped and to think about how we get that facility back into our community and integrate it back into our uptown area.
Now, as for a timetable on when the new IVF clinic will be up and running, that's still up in the air, as the Planning Commission still has to okay the new design of the building. However, Dr. Abdallah said if everything goes well, they're looking at a December 31st reopening. Live here in Palm Springs, I'm Brett Rosen. I'll send it back in studio.
All right, our thanks to Brett for that. Today, a ribbon-cutting ceremony at Amazon's new warehouse in the city of Desert Hot Springs. NBC Palm Springs' Caitlin Kelly takes us inside the new facility, which is expected to bring thousands of jobs to the area.
A 635,000 square foot operation now up and running in Desert Hot Springs. The new Amazon inbound cross-dock facility acts as a critical entry point for products entering Amazon's distribution network. Instead of storing items long-term, shipments arrive, are scanned, sorted, and quickly reloaded onto outbound trucks headed to fulfillment centers.
We'll get the product, we'll break it down, or we'll build it together and ship it to fulfillment centers, which are like another line of Amazon buildings. What we do here is we ensure the placement gets better. We split the product, send it to multiple FCs so that we lower the cost of last mile delivery, also improving the placement so that we can serve our customers better, but at the same time provide the growth opportunities for the people who work here with us.
Inside, more than 15 miles of conveyor belts keep inventory moving. Large bulk shipments are broken down, consolidated, and routed based on predicted demand, helping optimize where products go before customers ever click buy.
We take pride in growing alongside our neighborhoods. Our plan is to be a good neighbor. When we invest into a fulfillment center or a cross-dock, we invest in the community.
The facility already employs over 1,500 people. At full capacity, that number is expected to top 2,000, with most of those jobs going to Coachella Valley residents. With NBC Palm Springs, I'm Caitlin Kelly.
An alert for drivers. Tonight, the Palm Springs Police Department has closed Gene Autry Trail between East Via Escuela and Salvia at the Wash. The closure, they say, is due to low visibility due to blowing sand. We have a reminder that Indian Canyon Drive remains closed since the 23rd. That's due to flooding. Officials encourage drivers to plan ahead and to use an alternate route. Coming up next on NBC Palm Springs, a parade and family fair return to Palm Springs to honor Black history and heritage. We've got all the details coming up right after this break.
And a little bit later on tonight, your Firebirds share their joy about Team USA winning gold at the Olympics. And one of the Firebirds players sharing his thoughts on competing on the world's biggest stage.
And a quick look at your gold and silver prices halfway through the work week. Those stories still ahead.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Welcome back. The Palm Springs Black History Committee and the City of Palm Springs invite you to the Black History Parade and Town Fair. This Saturday, there will be a vibrant downtown celebration featuring a lively parade followed by a family-friendly fair with live entertainment, delicious food, local vendors, and community resources. This year marks 39 years of honoring Black history and culture here in the desert, forming not only a tradition but a lasting legacy. So you can join the celebration on Saturday. The parade steps off at 11 a.m., followed by the town fair at noon, and it's in downtown Palm Springs.
The City of Palm Springs is spotlighting a new food feature from Vogue magazine, highlighting the best restaurants in town, according to locals. The list includes more contemporary spots like Workshop Kitchen and Bar, Farm, Norma's, Bar Cecil, and Mr. Parker's. And then you have longtime familiar favorites such as Jillian's, La Casuelas Nuevas, Billy Reed's, and Spencer's. If you want to see the full list, you can visit Vogue's website under the food section, or you can head over to the City of Palm Springs' Facebook page.
In some consumer news, FedEx is suing the federal government over the tariffs President Donald Trump imposed last year. Last week, the Supreme Court ruled the tariffs were unconstitutional, and FedEx wants the government to refund the money it was forced to pay. Analysts say the tariffs have generated about $175 billion for the government. Right now, it's unclear how much FedEx is seeking to recover.
Turning to some health news this evening, the official start of spring is still more than 3 weeks away. But for the 1 in 4 U.S. adults and nearly 1 in 5 children who suffer from seasonal allergies, now is the time to prepare before the onslaught of symptoms. But in tonight's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to an allergist about what steps to take before the spring allergy season starts.
It's almost that time of year again. The flowers, the sun, the pollen ready to pounce.
And you definitely don't want to wait for the onset of symptoms.
Dr. Rohit Katyal with National Jewish Health says if you suffer from seasonal allergies, now is the time to get ready before spring has sprung and symptoms are triggered so the reaction isn't as extreme.
And in most places in the United States, the trees go first. So those who are tree allergic, they're going to feel the most symptoms here early in the season.
To prevent severe allergy symptoms, Katyal says to go ahead and start using steroid nasal sprays, which can help reduce inflammation, swelling, and mucus in the nose. He says most should be sprayed once a day before and throughout the season.
That's a great one to start, but that can't be used as needed. Once somebody begins those nasal steroid sprays, they should be used daily.
Katyal says to take daily oral antihistamine medication as needed. If your allergies tend to start earlier, he says it's okay to take the pills in advance. But if your spring symptoms are late bloomers, like if you have grass allergies, consider starting the pills closer to grass season around late April.
If you tend to have really severe eye symptoms where you really have a lot of daily itch, then the eye drops are also a nice addition to the regimen.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
I'm Pablo Alsina. We reached the middle of the week. We also reached the hottest day so far in 2026 in Palm Springs. Look at the gorgeous Walter Clark Cam live shot. Not much wind in those tree branches right now, but it is windy and lots of dust in the air, so keep that in mind if you're walking around at night. The high pressure system just keeping all that hot air for us. Warm and dry tomorrow, expecting the same between 92 and 96 degrees. As for today, we nearly set a record. We tied it 95 today. Record was 95. We were at 96. I thought they would be official, but nope. We just equaled the record, which was set back in 1986. High temperatures you saw, but look at this Palm Desert with a high of 97, Thousand Palms 93, Palm Springs 95, so definitely hot everywhere. Even Cabazon with a high of 82 degrees. It's still windy though. Whitewater, wind gusts between 20 and 29 miles an hour. Desert Hot Springs, pretty windy on Wednesday and Saturday as well. And even Thursday and Friday, winds between 10 and 19 miles an hour. Most of the other areas will be less than 10-mile-per-hour winds. Tonight, look at this. By midnight, it'll still be around 70 degrees. So we're not even cooling off that much at night. That heat staying in the air, but a gorgeous night to go outside and check out the stars. But remember, it is kind of dusty. Low temperatures, we might get down to 61 in Palm Desert, 65 in Palm Springs. And our 7-day comfort air forecast, Friday expected to be the hottest day of the week, but Thursday almost just as hot. Saturday the same. Finally getting back into the 80s, but not till next Monday will we be back into those low 80s after a low pressure system will come in. But for now, hot, hot, hot.
NBC Palm Springs Sports, powered by Agua Caliente Casino.
The Firebirds were back on home ice this morning ahead of their brief 2-game homestand coming up this week. And there's still a buzz after hockey action at the Winter Olympic Games and Team USA bringing home the gold. Minnesota native Leighton Road knows how much of an impact the gold medal will have for generations to come.
Yeah, I think it's huge for USA Hockey. I mean, the men and women to both get it done. It's pretty awesome. I think your memories as a kid, you watch Miracle 100 times, and for it to not have happened since then is really awesome. Yeah, I think it's huge. I mean, there's a bunch of boys and girls that are watching these Olympics, and they're going to pick up a hockey stick now because of the big win. So, I mean, it's huge for the whole country.
Our very own Firebirds Olympian Oscar Fisker-Molgaard is back with the team. He shared his experience in Milan, saying always chase your dreams.
I mean, it's even better than you can possibly imagine. Getting in there, seeing the rings for the first time, it was pretty surreal getting that picture in front of those, and just being all around the village, being all around the other athletes, like talking to them, obviously watching them too, and seeing people bring medals into the village was pretty sick. So yeah, definitely a moment I'll never forget. It's special. It doesn't get any better than that. Being given that honor to represent your country, it doesn't matter if it's small Denmark or if it's the United States. You can see even the American boys how proud they were after that gold medal, and it's just something else being able to represent your country, and especially at that stage.
Molgaard finished the Winter Games with a goal and 2 assists for Team Denmark, so congrats to him. The celebration continues for the Firebirds as they roll out the gold medal seats offer until March 13th. You can visit the box office at Acrisure Arena or head online to acrisurearena.com.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has announced its nominees for 2026. This year's list is the largest ever, with 17 artists. 10 of them are first-time nominees. They include Lauryn Hill, Phil Collins, Wu-Tang Clan, Shakira, and Luther Vandross. The only artist to make the list in their first year of eligibility is Pink. Returning to the ballot again are the Black Crowes and Billy Idol. Oasis also back on the list, despite singer Liam Gallagher disavowing the Hall of Fame. Heavy metal band Iron Maiden is also returning for the 3rd time. We have more music news tonight, including some streaming. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
Underlying all of my work is the political message that you are an agent of history, that you are an agent of history.
Tom Morello is switching gears. The musician and activist has canceled his spring solo concert to join Bruce Springsteen's Land of Hope and Dreams American tour. Springsteen made a guest appearance at Morello's Defend Minnesota concert last month in Minneapolis. Morello says he's joining Springsteen's tour in the spirit of freedom, justice, and rock and roll.
Time is running out, and they're going to destroy any hope of a tomorrow up here.
Change happens when a few determined individuals make it happen. We need to take matters into our own hands.
Mars is ours! Mars is ours!
Settlers on the red planet chafe at Earth trying to control them from 140 million miles away in Season 5 of For All Mankind. The official trailer shows a new generation and some familiar faces in the alternate timeline Space Race series, which returns March 27th on Apple TV. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Brighter Side of the News is brought to you by Fiesta Kia. Discover the all-new Fiesta Kia located in the I-10 Auto Mall.
Before we go, dozens of preschool students in Chicago took part in a mini polar plunge. This Catholic school transformed one of its classrooms into a frosty water oasis. One by one, the young children took a dip with only their feet into the kiddie pools filled with ice. The event was held to raise money for members of the city's largest polar plunge teams. All proceeds go to Polar Plunge Chicago, which benefits Special Olympics Illinois. The big annual Polar Plunge event is set for Sunday morning at Chicago's North Avenue Beach. Oh, even just the feet in the ice water is enough for me. That looks very chilly.
But they live in Chicago, so they're used to the freezing cold temperatures. But yeah, that's still very chilly.
It's just an average day for
cold
them.
little toes.
All right, we're out of time tonight. We're going to be back at 11, so please join us for that. Meantime, Fred Rogan is back, and he's got the latest with the Rogan Report. Good night.